Hi, I'm Mike,
Hi, I'm Dylan.
and this is the Polar Power Cube. We definitely had the situation of oaks installing power meters, having to install now gateways on side that. Cutting panels is obviously a difficult one if you're using panel mount power meters. And I guess the idea was that it's a solution around that. So it's the Polar Gateway now to get data online,
Yeah.
which people were doing already from power meters specifically. It's helping people obviously not have to cut holes into a panel with a angle grinder
Yeah.
on site.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we also saw, I noticing that a lot of sites have the DB boards are full. And
Yeah.
you rock up there to try and install
just
a
another
power meter
thing.
like this and it doesn't fit in the box.
Absolutely.
Now you've got to go install a whole other box next to it, and you weren't ready for that when you got to site. So
It's built for electricians, right? We kind of built it for the everyman, the man that knows how electricity works and is actually doing electrical installs. So you obviously quickly deploy it.
also it differs slightly. There's obviously the end user, and then there's the contractor who installs it. So it's built for companies, CFOs, utility management people, and companies that have to report on their energy needs. So the product itself is built in a nice way that a contractor can install it easily, but the solution and the data it provides is actually built more for companies to monitor and audit their energy usage in their entities, factories, complexes, buildings, etc.
The idea is about showing people their power consumption, right? So you want to understand where your power is coming from, or not really where it's coming from, but where it's getting used.
Yeah.
What times of the day is getting used, how much is getting used, right? So you can actually make better decisions.
Correct.
The idea is obviously knowledge is power, right? So the more you know, the more you can act on.
Yeah.
And the more consistent the know is, the better your outcomes are going to be at the end of the day.
So the cube plugs into the whole Polar ecosystem. So if you've got existing Jennies on sites, or maybe even have multiple power points you're looking to monitor, you could put down multiple power cubes, one sort of at the mini sub. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 sub DBs on the site, got generators, power factor equipment, variable speed drives. You can now bring all of that information in, which ultimately all affects the power consumption that you'd be monitoring from the cube. So it also doesn't help you just have a single reading at your mains incomer. You actually want to now see downstream, each individual device as well and its contribution to that total bill.
Yes. Yeah. So we've used actually in the Power Cube, we've gone with the Lovato DMG 7500. So it actually has this whole easy branch system that can actually plug in additional meters downstream of this unit. But Polar in general, it doesn't necessarily need to even be close, because you can actually just put additional gateways downstream and plug in other power meters.
And we've tried to make that easy as possible, that on the portal, you just buy 1 cube, 2 cubes, 3 cubes, 4 cubes. You can just add them on the portal and just name them. And it's really as easy. You don't have to worry about networking between the different power meters and all of that, because the cube sorts out the communication with the built-in LTE gateways. So I think the main thing for us is that we've taken the struggles on site, like we've been there, we've installed them ourselves, and put all of the needed components in one box. For example, like the box is waterproof, it can go outside if it doesn't fit in the DB board. Big thing for me is that we've included all the compliant fuses and breakers inside the box.
So it doesn't at all, which is obviously a major thing. The actual Polar Gateway with Polar's ecosystem, all of our gateways already have SIM cards included. Yeah. We manage the SIM cards as part of our
all of the data is managed by the system, so the end user doesn't even have to know it's there or exists. It 100%. Just comes online.
Yeah, so as long as the cube's got power, it'll just connect. And as long as you've plugged in the antenna, obviously, just to make sure that it's got as good of a signal as it can. We've included pretty much everything you need in the compliance side. The major one obviously is just doing some fusing on the voltage taps. So we've got fuse terminals that are in the unit as well. There are spares of those fuses as well, just for when there is an oopsie.
Correct.
And just make sure that obviously everything's protected, so that if something does go wrong, at least you're not losing the assets on site either. It is a full enclosure with the power meter in it, with all the terminals and power supplies that it needs to power everything on. And yeah, it basically comes with everything except the CTs.